This original WSRE presentation is made possible by viewers like you. Thank you.
Recovering from the aftermath of an unexpected flood. Tonight we are live and interactive on radio and on television. It's a special edition of Connecting the Community. A very pleasant good evening, everyone. I'm Jeff Weeks. Thank you for joining us. Let's begin by expressing our compassion for those of you who bared the brunt of the recent overzealous weather event. There's no doubt your lives have been unexpectedly altered and significant challenges lay ahead. But you can take comfort in knowing as a community we're a hardy and resilient group. We know what it means to help our neighbor. From Hurricane Ivan to the BP oil spill, we've proven it time and again. Tonight, on this special edition of Connecting the Community, our goal is to provide you with useful information as the rebuilding and recovery process begins. We've assembled a special panel to discuss issues our community is facing following the recent flood. Now, your participation is encouraged either by email or on the telephone. You can email your questions to questions@wsre.org, or you can call us off the air at 484-1223 or toll free at 1-800-239-WSRE. In addition to the television broadcast on WSRE TV, we're also simulcasting on News Radio 1620. We're joined this evening by 4 community leaders who are playing significant roles in the recovery process. Greg Strader is the director of BRACE, or Be Ready Alliance, coordinating for emergencies. Andrea Krieger is the president and chief executive officer of the United Way of Escambia County. Brad Baker is the emergency management director in Santa Rosa County. And Jerry Kendall is the chief executive officer of the American Red Cross of Northwest Florida. We're also joined by Jack Camp. He is the public affairs specialist with the Small Business Administration. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for joining us this evening. Let me begin by asking each of you to sort of define your role in this process. And Andrea, I'll begin with you.
Sure. Well, at the United Way, there are a couple of different roles that we play. Probably our primary one is working with agency partners in the community who are directly serving citizens on a daily basis, and then during this emergency working to provide some kind of flood relief. So our first point of business is make sure they're all up and running and able to help the community in the fashion in which they can best serve. After that, we also run a 211 program, and that is a 3-digit number where callers from the community typically call in for health and human service needs. And typically what happens is the specialist who answers the phone refers them to the source in the community or the resource in the community where they can get their needs met. During the disaster, that changes a little bit because all of the information that we're taking on clients who call in are then relayed out to partners who are assisting in different kinds of flood relief efforts, whether it's American Red Cross or Salvation Army or back to BRACE so he can coordinate at EOC. All of that information is rolled up and relayed to them. Partners in turn have to say that they're going to hold that information confidential. So they have the names, addresses, phone numbers, and specific needs or disaster effects that caller has called in with. And they each begin the process of helping that individual, first of all, secure their safety, and then begin to recover from the incident itself. So we roll all that information up to partners.
So some big duties there. Let me ask you what BRACE does, Greg, and first of all, tell everyone what BRACE is.
BRACE is the Be Ready Alliance coordinating for emergencies. We're the successor to the Escambia Long-Term Recovery Committee that helped over 800 families in their recovery from Hurricanes Ivan and Dennis. We are the lead in Escambia County for Emergency Support Function 15, volunteers and donations. We'll be coordinating with partners coming in from outside the community that are involved in response and recovery operations.
Okay, very good. And Jerry, of course, everyone knows what the American Red Cross is all about, but tell us what you're doing in this specific situation.
Well, we started off opening shelters and providing that emergency services by we opened 6 shelters the first night in our 4 counties, and so we. In addition to that, we do feeding as necessary, canteen services. In a job like this, we do a lot of work in damage assessment. Okay. Because in order for the recovery to go smooth, you got to actually have that casework grounded in damage assessment. So we actually have damage assessment teams, and we have the emergency response vehicles out in the neighborhoods, given the cleanup supplies, okay. and canteen services and snacks and water for the neighborhoods. Very
good. Brad Baker's with Santa Rosa County. Brad, what are your responsibilities?
Well, my responsibilities kick in back when the rain started. We're emergency management operations there in Santa Rosa County, so we kicked in the EOC about 10 o'clock that night, started coordinating the response. And since then, we're starting our transition to recovery, which, like Greg said, that's kind of the push of where we're heading now. We have an organization in our county, SAFER, the Support Alliance for Emergency Readiness, and it's similar to BRACE. That's our organization that's going to take the lead. We have United Way on board. They help us with ESF 15, which is our volunteer and donation. And a little different number for that one. I'll go ahead and give that out. For our county, it is 623-4507.
Okay.
And we encourage people to get involved, because as we transition to recovery, the government's role in recovery is limited. So we depend on all of these partner agencies to step up and a community helping community. So we are the facilitator and the coordination point to get that going in the community, and then we count on those in SAFER and BRACE to take the lead and help the community recover.
Okay, very good. Jack Camp is with the Small Business Administration. Jack, what sort of role will you be playing?
Well, the Small Business Administration works hand in hand with FEMA in a declared disaster by offering low interest, long-term loans to both homeowners and renters, as well as businesses that have been affected by a disaster. Okay. And we play an integral role in the federal response to a disaster. Most people who register with FEMA will be referred to the Small Business Administration for assistance, and we can, as I say, we're providing low interest loans. If we can't provide someone with a loan, then we're going to refer them back to FEMA, and there may be additional grant assistance available to them.
Okay, very good. And once again, we want to remind our viewers and our listeners that you can call in or email if you have a question for any of our guests this evening. Right now, I would like to go via telephone and speak with Cherie Brown. She is the Media Relations Manager for FEMA, and she is speaking to us this evening from Tallahassee. Cherie, good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Good evening. Thank you for having me. I appreciate this opportunity for you all to help us to help FEMA get the message out.
Well, it's our pleasure. And question for you here, FEMA representatives are on the ground here in Pensacola. Tell me what will happen now. What is the process?
Okay. Well, right now, our condolences go out to all of the survivors that were affected by this disaster. And what we'd like to just ensure is that right now we want to make sure that survivors their health and safety and is the emphasis that we're focusing on the well-being of the survivors. We are concentrating on asking everyone that was impacted by the disaster to register for assistance with FEMA. Even if you have not contacted your insurance company, please contact your insurance company. There are several ways that you can actually register for assistance with FEMA. And the first one is to call the 1-800 number, and that number is 1-800-621-3362. We have operators on standby to take those calls from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week. the helpline, and that number, I'll continue to stress that phone number, 1-800-621-3362. Also, people can use their smartphone or tablet and register by going to FEMA.gov to apply, as well as going online to disasterassistance.gov.
So that's
and what happens?
That's FEMA.gov.
Yep. For the mobile app, it's FEMA.gov.
Okay.
And then to register online via internet, it's disaster assistance, which is one word, .gov.
Okay. And we're putting some of this information up on the screen here this evening.
Okay.
And it's my understanding that people are on the ground here in Pensacola, so if someone needs to, they can talk one-on-one with a representative from FEMA. Is that correct?
Okay. Now, to register, you do not have to have a face-to-face to register. You can call that 1-800 number, and what happens is after you have registered, what you would need to provide when you call that 1-800 number, the applicant would need to have their Social Security number, the address of the damaged property, a description of the damage, definitely asking people to keep their receipts, and they will have to provide information about insurance coverage and a recent updated contact number, cell phone number, a number where they can be reached, because what will happen is an inspector will call, schedule an appointment for them to come by and inspect the property. So within 3 to 7 days after you apply, you'll be getting a call for scheduling an appointment for an inspector. And actually, our inspectors will be wearing badges, so you don't have to be concerned about people coming around that's not from FEMA. They will have badges, and you'll need to provide just updated contact information for us to get back with each applicant. So right now, you don't have to actually go into an office or have a face-to-face to register. You're stressing that everyone register, and if you all continue to provide that information for the registration process, we appreciate that.
What sort of situations would be eligible for help from FEMA?
Okay, right now this is an individual assistance declaration, and what that includes is forms of assistance, it's grant. It doesn't have to be paid back, and that can provide temporary housing, and that's money for individuals who rent a temporary home until they can get their home restored. FEMA does not duplicate any insurance payments, so we do not duplicate funds, and we're not able to make everyone whole, but we do provide grants for money for our homeowners to repair damages from the disaster that's not covered by the insurance company. It also includes replacement to help rebuild the damaged home if the home is located in a specific area. It also covers repair and replacement items for parts of the home. So those are just some of the items that's covered under the individual assistance program.
Okay, very good.
Actually apply.
Cherie, let me get you one more time just to repeat how folks can get in touch with you either via telephone or on the websites, and then we'll let you go.
Okay, thank you so much. Again, that's the number to register by phone is calling 1-800-621-3362, or if they have a mobile app or a mobile phone, they can reach us at FEMA.gov, or they can also apply at disasterassistance.gov.
Very good. Cherie, thank you so very much. Have a pleasant evening. Thank you for all your help.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Cherie Brown. She is the Media Relations Manager for FEMA, speaking with us this evening from the state capital of Tallahassee. We're going to continue our conversation here in just a moment with our guest, but before doing so, to give you an idea of what the human toll is all about from this particular weather event, our photographer here at WSRE, Ted King, was out and about, and he happened to be out in Gulf Breeze and had a chance to spend a little time with a lady by the name of Juliet Dolance. She's in Gulf Breeze proper, and unfortunately, about a week ago, Juliet had moved into a new home, and along comes this storm. Here's kind of a first-hand look at what Juliet experienced.
So the water started in the back half of the house. The children awakened us about 3:15 in the morning. By the time we got their electronics into this part of the house, the floor started buckling and we heard a gurgling sound, and in about 30 seconds it went from being no water in here to being just above our knees. We had enough time to go to the kitchen, grab some Ziploc bags for our cell phones, our wallets in there, grab the dogs, the cat, and dive out the front door and swim up Camellia to Norwich and then swim up Washington Avenue. We made it out with our children, our pets, and our lives. We're blessed. We're way ahead of the game. We are done cleaning up now. We can shut the door, walk away, and close this chapter of our lives.
That's quite amazing. For those of us who were not directly affected by the storm, it really gives us some perspective of what so many of our neighbors are dealing with and have had to deal with. Jerry, what do you make of that?
Well, you know, as we've been out in the neighborhood, what we've seen is that the community comes together, where all the churches, the other organizations, they're all doing their part and helping the community. You know, so one organization would be feeding, another organization have volunteers pulling the carpet out and taking out some sheetrock, and someone else would provide cleanup kits. And both of our counties, Santa Rosa and Escambia County, acted very quickly at the beginning and did a lot of work in communicating in order to set up for success, to give the agencies what they needed for information to be able to respond to the residents.
Greg, what do you make of it? Well, I mean that brings some reality to it when you see a person who's directly affected.
What I heard was the voice of a survivor, a resilient individual, a resilient family ready to move forward in their recovery. And that's the kind of individual that's going to be ready to take the next steps to ensure that they fully recover from this disaster.
I mean, she was talking about having to swim. I mean, talking about having to swim out. I mean, that's just almost unimaginable for those of us who haven't had to experience something like that. What sort of things are you hearing in the community, Andrea?
They're very much the same, and I will tell you, it's kind of taking me back hearing her story, because at our first team meeting, when we were all getting together about who needs to do what and how do we need to help our partners and how can we best help our friends in the community, one of my 211 managers came in and he said, I just got off the phone with a woman who had a 4-year-old and a 10-month-old and was at home by herself, and they literally she had to grab her 4-year-old's hand, hold her 10-month-old, and swim out a window of their house. And they weren't in what they'd consider a flood zone. So that is probably one of the things that has been most startling in the stories I'm hearing from the community. Is nobody expected this kind of event, and certainly our local community members and citizens didn't, but the response is much the same. It is coming together like Jerry talked about, and it is amazing to watch the good that happens here. We had agency partners who had ceilings coming in and certainly the same floor damage that everybody else, that kept saying, we don't need it as bad, help them, they need it more. Get Manna up and going. That was like a mantra from all of the agency partners. I have office space, I've got 1,000 square feet, whatever it may be. They all rally together, and it's a horrible thing to watch, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. It's amazing to see the goodness in people in times like this.
Well, for those of us who have lived on the Gulf Coast for a long time, we're no stranger to unfortunate weather, whether it's Hurricane Ivan or previous hurricanes back in the 90s, Opal and Aaron. But you knew they were coming. You were prepared for it. Brad, what happened? This kind of caught us off guard.
It did. You know, the second round, as they were calling it that night, was expected. It just wasn't expected to stall out over us. You know, I talked with the Weather Service several times throughout the night, and the system just kind of stalled out right over Escambia and Santa Rosa County. So it didn't train on off, as they're using the terminology now. It stuck over us for hours and hours and just continued to dump lots of water. So you know, we were thinking maybe 8 inches of rain, which would be a lot, but 22, 26 inches of rain in that same time frame is just devastating.
Yeah, it really is. The video we were showing, the lady, Juliet, lived in Gulf Breeze. Gulf Breeze was probably one of the hardest hit areas. Can you give us an update on how things are progressing?
Yeah, they're progressing well, and I can tell you that's a heartfelt story, and I can't count the number that we had to deal with that night, whether it was in their house or they were stranded in their cars. And you know, the fire rescue guys, the law enforcement officers, man, they just did a tremendous job and worked hard all through that night and the next morning. But Gulf Breeze, they did take a lot of damage. They took a lot of water in areas that have never flooded before. Their drainage system was overwhelmed, as it was with both counties, and they brought in a dozen pumps, big pumps, and started pumping that water out. You know, the geography in Gulf Breeze hindered that. You know, you can only pump water up the hill so good, so you know,
Right.
So you can only overgain that hydraulic so far. So they did what they could, pumped a lot of water, and I went down there today, and for the most part, Gulf Breeze is drying up. So now, you know, we're gearing up, like Greg talked about earlier, where we're getting those volunteer pushes. That's what we're gearing up for the next couple of days, and keeping our fingers crossed and praying hard that we don't get another 3 to 7 inches of rain this weekend, so that volunteer effort can make some headway in Gulf Breeze.
Yeah, the weather forecast, by the way, is calling for rain this weekend, and not exactly sure. I believe some flood watches have actually been put into effect, so we'll wait and see. And as you said, just hope and pray that it's nothing like what we experienced last week. We have a viewer question this evening, and hopefully anyone can answer this here. I'll throw it up as a jump ball, so to speak. The question is, does FEMA cover cars? So if you lost your automobile in the flood, does FEMA cover that? Does anyone know?
Well, they very well may. If it depends on the circumstances. If it's the primary form of transportation, and you really need to get in touch with FEMA and see where that lies. They'll make the call on that. And if FEMA can't help them with their automobile, if they're referred to the Small Business Administration, that is something that can be covered in one of our low-interest, long-term disaster loans.
Okay. Tell us about the loans that are going to be available through SBA.
Well, yes, we're making loans to homeowners and renters as well as businesses that have been affected by the disaster to help cover up to 100% of their uninsured losses. So even if you had some insurance but it didn't cover everything, we might be able to help them. When people register with FEMA, FEMA has their grants available, and they're really super. But they're not really designed to make people whole. And most people will be referred to the Small Business Administration. They can apply to us. Homeowners and renters can borrow up to $40,000 for their uninsured personal property. Homeowners can borrow up to $200,000 for their real estate damages. And for businesses, we can lend up to $2 million for their uninsured losses. These loans can go out to 30 years.
Okay, and what sort of, and I don't want to put you on the spot because I'm sure this is somewhat market driven, but interest rate wise, would it be lower than what the typical market rate might be?
Well, yes. For the homeowners, the interest rates are going to be as low as 2.188%.
Okay.
And for the businesses, it'll be as low as 4%.
Okay, so if you had extreme damage to your home that the insurance company does not cover, there's a very good chance that someone can come to the Small Business Administration, have a loan that is amortized over 30 years at a rate less than 3%.
Right. 2.188% is the lower prevailing rate in this disaster.
Okay. Are there any particular things that one needs in order to qualify for that? I mean, is it going to be based on income to debt ratios or anything along those lines?
Well, yes, these are loans,
Okay.
okay? And so you have to be able to demonstrate repayment ability. You also have to have a satisfactory credit history. But, you know, we don't want that to stop people from applying for the loan, because even if they can't qualify for a loan, then we'll send them back to FEMA, and there may be additional grant funds available.
Okay.
But this is a real key point. If someone is referred to the Small Business Administration, some of the FEMA grants will be dependent on the outcome of the SBA loan. Either you're offered the loan, or if we can't make you a loan, then we refer you back to FEMA, and they may have additional grant money for you. But if you don't apply for the loan, that grant, you won't get that extra grant money. So, you know, we don't want people to decline themselves. If, you know you don't have good credit or enough income, go ahead and apply for the loan. We'll figure it out to send you back to FEMA, and you'll get the assistance that's appropriate for you.
Greg, I saw you shaking your head. You want to add to that?
Just from my experience as the long-term recovery coordinator after Hurricanes Ivan and Dennis, the SBA process can be a little bit intimidating, especially for those individuals with low literacy. It's incredibly important that they find a way through, that they get help in making that application. Once they're denied, then the door opens for grants from FEMA.
Many people are intimidated when it comes to dealing with financial situations. Do you, the United Way, do you, Brace, do you, the American Red Cross, do you, SBA, how do you hold their hands through the process? How can you help them?
Well, absolutely we do. Whenever FEMA sets up a center in a disaster area, there will be SBA personnel on hand to help people. You can come in and sit down face to face with you. We'll help you apply online and get the process going for you. If your situation is obvious, we may be able to refer you automatically right there on the spot back to FEMA for additional assistance. In addition, people can call our 800 number at 1-800-621-336, excuse me, that's FEMA's, 1-800-659-2955. That's, again, 1-800-659-2955. And we'll have representatives that can talk to people and answer their questions and help them get through the process. It's really not that difficult. I mean, our applications are very similar to any loan application that you would, fill out for a traditional lender. Yeah. And as I say, assistance is available either over the phone or in person at one of FEMA's centers.
And the thing that people should keep in mind is you want to help them. This is not an adversarial situation where we're going to try to deny. You're going to try to make it work, I would assume.
Well, yeah. Well, we're going to try to make the right decision for
right.
people. Okay. I mean, if you can't afford a loan, we're going to send you back to FEMA so you can get some help. If you can, though, the loans are really a great option because the terms are so affordable. I mean, 2.188%. It's going to be hard to find that, especially over 30 years.
Absolutely.
And we cover up to 100% of the loss. Okay. FEMA doesn't do that with their grants. Insurance may not, if you don't have flood insurance, you're probably not covered. And even if you have flood insurance, it might not cover everything, but we fill the gap.
What's the time frame, typically speaking, on average?
A couple of weeks.
Okay, a couple of weeks. One of the things that I have seen discussed and makes an awful lot of sense is some businesses have said, well, I have flood insurance, so it will cover the property that's been damaged. But what about all the lost business because I've had to shut down for a week or so? Is that something SBA can help with, or is that something one of the other agencies that we have here with us this evening would be able to help with?
We absolutely can help with that. A part of our loan program for the businesses, the small businesses that have been affected by a disaster, is what we call economic injury disaster loans. These are working capital loans.
Okay.
And they're available to a business regardless of whether it's had a physical loss. As long as it's in the disaster area, the 2 counties plus all the adjacent counties, they can apply to the SBA for one of our working capital loans.
And what's the time frame on that? Because in many cases, small businesses are very cash flow sensitive.
Yeah, well, once again, it's going to take us a few weeks to get an answer for somebody. Nowadays, with our current activity levels, we can pretty much meet that. You know, once we get a complete application, we'll be able to get people an answer in a couple of weeks.
Okay. I don't want to have you dominate the entire program here. Not that we don't enjoy what you have to say, but we've got another question that probably falls into your ballpark here. And the question from a viewer is, can you apply for assistance for items stored in a rental warehouse? So I guess if they had a mini warehouse, or maybe if their business have some other warehouse.
Well, for a business, I would say yes. For a homeowner, the loans for homeowners are limited to your primary residence. So, I mean, go ahead and apply and explain your situation to us. Let us see exactly what is going on. I hate to give a hard and fast no in any situation, because there can be unique extenuating circumstances. But as a general rule, SBA loans for homeowners and renters are limited to your primary residence.
Okay, fair enough. By the way, if you have a question, you can email us questions@wsre.org, or you can call us. We'll take your question off the air. They'll bring it to me, and I'll present it to our panel here. 484-1223, or toll free at 1-800-239-WSRE. Another viewer question, and Brad, I believe this will go to you. The question is, will the storm event cause public officials to improve drainage and storm sewers to prevent future occurrences?
Well, yes and no.
Okay.
You know, there's some mitigation dollars out there that we will try to improve some of the drainage system, and I speak for Santa Rosa County, but I'm sure Escambia is considering the same thing. But just understand that our counties, our citizens couldn't afford the tax burden to cover an engineered storm system that would handle 26 inches of rain in the period of time we got it. So, you know, everybody's saying, well, the drainage system failed. Well, this isn't even in the amount of rain in the period of time we received it in is above a 100-year flood. You know, it's in the area of the 500-year. So, you know, you need to kind of understand the perspective. Now, you know, if there's a way that we can increase the drainage capacity, sure, we'll look at that, and we'll apply the mitigation funds if we can. But I just want to get everybody a perspective that, you know, a lot of this it's not the drainage system failed, it's the drainage system was too much rain, too much capacity. It couldn't take it. 26 inches of rain in the period we've got it is just, it's hard to fathom that amount of water.
It was an unusual occurrence.
It was interesting. I was chatting with an engineer, because there's some places that have a tendency to flood. And I said, well, why can't you engineer a fix to that drainage? And I never looked at it until he gave me the answer. He goes, well, when you saw that water rise, that was the water table. And so if what the event's causing the water table to rise, the drainage system is done.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
Is that what happened to the roads? Is that what caused the roads to collapse?
Well, I seen a video on, I believe it was Channel 3 or somewhere, but it looked like a river flowing down the road. So imagine a swollen river running down the road, and what's that going to do to erosion? And, you know, everybody kept talking about, well, the sinkhole came up and all this, but that was nothing but erosion. You know, you take water and you force it down an area and it starts spinning, it's going to start eroding away at the road, at the ditches, at everything, and you just have these catastrophic failures. So.
What sort of feedback are you getting from the state about the highways and the roads and any future plans? What's the time frame of getting those back up to normal?
Well, under the public assistance side, which everything we've talked about so far has been the individual assistance. Under the public assistance side, which we have not got declared for, we can capture some emergency repairs under that. And then for the long-term repair, I mean, it's no different than any other project. We have to go through an engineering process. We have to make sure we capture everything. Like he was saying with the SBA, you know, there's certain criteria you've got to meet for FEMA. It's the same thing with the county trying to design these roads and us being able to recoup a percentage of that money. You know, we have to meet certain guidelines, and we have to engineer our projects and things. So emergency repairs have been ongoing. Long-term fixes, you know, I can't tell you how long that would take.
Okay.
We got some really large road project.
Yeah, we sure do. Speaking of that, a viewer question again. We appreciate this. The viewer asks, or first of all makes the statement that there are areas along Scenic Highway that have been compromised by the recent flooding rains that are not marked by signs or orange tape. And the viewer asks the question, which is a very good one, who should I contact to provide details about these damaged areas? And the viewer says the areas are between 8680 and 8560 Scenic Highway. So if a public official is watching, there you go. But do you guys have any thoughts on that or input? Who would be a good person?
Well, they call the EOC, Escambia County EOC. They'll take that in, they'll run out there and take care of it.
Okay, very good. Escambia County EOC. Give those folks a shout. Also, can you get assistance, again, a viewer question, can you get assistance for lost wages if your employer was flooded out? That's a good question. So let's say I work for somebody and, you know, the place of business is flooded and they're not paying me while they're closed. Can I get assistance for that?
That's a FEMA question.
That's a FEMA question.
Yeah, that's a FEMA
It
question.
is a FEMA
I don't
question.
have the answer for it, but I can tell you what we're pushing out. And I know that Santa Rosa and Escambia County Public Information is pushing this out to the citizens. Go register. Mm-hmm. Let them deny you. So if you have damages, you have losses, you know, register. Don't wait on the disaster recovery centers to get up and running. Go to that website, call that number, and get your loss registered in the system.
Okay, very good. We'll just have the viewer, hopefully will stay tuned, and I'm sure we'll be putting up the FEMA website and phone number information as we continue our broadcast here this evening on WSRE television and also simulcasting on News Radio 1620, and we greatly appreciate you listening and watching this evening. And again, if you have a question, please feel free to email us or give us a phone call, and we'll take your question off the air and they'll pass it along to me. Here's another good question from a viewer. Can damage to land itself be compensated? Destruction of soil, gullies, etc., erosion affected the foundation, so on and so forth. Good question.
Most of these sound like FEMA questions.
Yeah.
So that number for FEMA is probably where you want to direct them.
Yeah, and they definitely want to start with FEMA. If they are referred to the Small Business Administration, that is something that we can address through an SBA loan, either for the homeowner or for the business.
Okay, very good.
Jeff, if it's agricultural land,
Yes.
and I apologize, I don't have that agriculture information, but we have it out on our press releases. You know, there is another avenue that they can work through the farm aid. So, you know, I guess the best thing I can tell you is tune into our press releases or call our EOC tomorrow and we can get you that information.
What's your number there in Santa Rosa County?
It is 983-INFO, which is 983-4636.
Okay, 983-INFO. And we were talking prior to the broadcast beginning, and in Santa Rosa County, there are many farmers. What's your sense of what kind of loss the farmers may have absorbed from this?
Well, in our agricultural damage assessment, we had about 5 farm structures that were damaged for about $50,000, and then over 10,000 acres that were affected, and they put a total of that of about $750,000 in loss. We had a lot of wheat product out there, a lot of berry farms, and things like that, but it's also delaying the planting process. These farmers have spent a lot of time and fuel in preparing their farm to plant, and then we've got these series of rains and it just keeps the tractor out of the field. And then it's also damaged their rows, so they're going to have to go back and invest that same time and fuel to get the rows back dug out so they can plant. So
And that can be a pretty substantial expense.
it can.
Absolutely. Another viewer question: mold is growing under my rented trailer and I'm feeling sick. Can I apply to FEMA for aid? Well, that's again a FEMA question, so they probably should take the FEMA phone number that we're putting up and give them a call, or do it via the website. However, I think the viewer brings up a question that we should address. Let's talk about this from a medical standpoint. If your house has been flooded, what should you do if mold and mildew are growing in there? What kind of health hazards are there?
The health department puts out information about what to do to address mold in your home. I would strongly encourage that they call the health department. One thing that we've heard already is that sheetrock's being slapped back up on studs that haven't fully dried, and they're trapping mold behind the new sheetrock.
Which brings me to another question. We experienced some of this during Hurricane Ivan. All of a sudden you get some unscrupulous contractors out there who, well, let's just, the bottom line is they don't have your best interest at heart. What should one do to qualify a contractor to make sure that they're on the straight and level, so to speak?
Well, you make sure that they're licensed. You can check their licenses on the website in the counties, and they got to have a permit. Yeah. So they got to have a permit in order to do the work.
And they should have all of this on hand, including their liability policy. So, if they can't produce any of that, that should throw the first flag to you. If they're knocking on your door, that should probably throw another flag to you. If they're a reputable company, they've probably been in the phone book, and you can reach out to them. These people knocking door to door, and I seen it when we rode through Gulf Breeze a couple of days ago. Actually had an unlicensed contractor hand me a card.
Really?
So yeah, we put that up through our official chains and verified that he was an unlicensed contractor. So, just be careful out there. I've already heard stories. An elderly woman, some contractor came in, put some fans in her house. 2 days later, charged her $3,000 and gone. So, but Greg makes a good point. If your house is not dried out, you're wasting your time, your money, because in a couple months, you're going to have mold develop behind that sheetrock. So it's important to get out the wet product and then air it out, turn your air conditioner on, let the humidity drop, and let that let your house dry out. So.
What other medical issues might someone be dealing with given this storm? Not just the mold and mildew situation, but maybe being exposed to contaminated water or something along those lines. Is that a concern?
Yeah, we had a lot of contaminated water in the Gulf Breeze area, and unfortunately people were not heeding our advice to stay out of it. And so we have our health department out there. Some of the big things is tetanus. Hepatitis A is big when you're talking about raw sewage in the water. So they just need to make sure they have their immunizations up to par before they start working in that. And if they get a cut or scratch, they've got to clean it out. If you let that go on for a day with that contaminated water, you're just setting yourself up for a health issue.
I've had several people ask about the tetanus shot. They think that's only for the contractors or the workers and people who are trying to clean out their homes and are still in that stagnant water. They're not up to date. They need to get up to date.
If they've been in the water, they need to go get get shots.
Go get a tetanus shot. What's the time frame on those these days?
They were quoting 5 years at the EOC yesterday.
5 years. Yeah. So 5 years. Okay.
Yeah,
okay. I know I had one during Hurricane Ivan. Stepped on a nail or something along those lines, and I'm sure I wasn't alone because the little tent I went to get was rather busy that particular day. Another viewer question: my swimming pool came up out of the ground. Can FEMA help, or perhaps another agency? Probably so, huh?
Well, yes, once again, the Small Business Administration, through our loan program, we do have some assistance that might be available toward swimming pools. There are some limits on it for homeowners. Businesses, of course, it's part of their business, it would be covered.
Here's a question for you, and we addressed this earlier in the broadcast here, that many people who were flooded did not have flood insurance because there was no reason to. They weren't in an area that was prone to flooding. Would any insurance company step up to the plate and say, you know what, maybe we can find a different way to cover this? Has anyone heard of any insurance companies acting like good Samaritans out there? Is that
I haven't heard of any in Santa Rosa County.
I hadn't heard of any in this game. Yeah.
I mean, I can understand if you're in a flood zone and you're not, you're not covered, but if,
You know, I'd
Well,
also
this is a hard,
go ahead.
excuse me, this is a hard lesson for people to take now because it's reality, but flood insurance has been offered for anywhere in both of our counties. You can get flood insurance at a reduced rate. Obviously, if you're in a flood zone, it's going to be fairly expensive to get.
Right.
But if you're not in a flood zone, you can still get that same flood insurance at a remarkably lower price. And of course, every policy that I've ever seen, it highlights on there, flood is not covered by this policy. So, this one caught a lot of people off guard because, I don't know what they're going to call it between a 100-year and a 500-year flood.
Yeah.
We just haven't seen this kind of water. So.
Yeah. It was just a very unusual situation.
Yeah, and I'd like to share, because at our meeting today, Brace brought up some very good points with all these volunteers that we have that are being helpful and trying to help homeowners pull their carpets out and their furniture that's been damaged out. And these homeowners are planning to go and apply to FEMA for individual assistance, but they didn't perhaps document that volunteer carrying that carpet out or that furniture. The homeowners who are still trying to get those products out of their homes that have been damaged need to document that. Get your camera out, get your iPhone out, take some pictures, because they need something on record of the damage before it's already out of the house, or how are they going to prove to FEMA that they have the loss? So I thought that was a very, very good point in some of the provider meetings that Brace brought up today.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning that. That is a good point. And of course, that's a lot easier to do today with the iPhones and smartphones, and pretty much everyone has a camera. Here's another great question from one of our viewers. Where can I get sandbags for the storm coming this weekend? And in case you don't know, the weather forecasters are saying there's a better than average chance that we're going to get a decent amount of rain this upcoming weekend. And so viewer wants to know, where can I get some sandbags? Be prepared this time around.
I can tell you in Santa Rosa County, of course, we always encourage you to go to your local hardware store because they typically sell them. However, we are offering sandbags at our normal sandbag locations, which are, the sand is available at Tiger Point Park. I don't know if you want me to go through all these, but Tiger Point Park there in Gulf Breeze, Citrus Drive and Leisure Street in Holly by the Sea, and Pine Forest Road and Carroll Road up in Milton, right by our EOC. And then you can pick up sandbags from our Public Works Department during business hours. You can get them from the Pace Fire Department, the Midway Fire Department, the Holly Navarre Fire Department, and also the City of Gulf Breeze. I actually got to see this today. They got the Marine Corps come out and volunteered and filled a bunch. They're going to give them to their citizens, I believe, starting tomorrow morning. So,
okay.
And I did hear, I don't have a Scambia's press release in front of me, but they are also gearing up for some sandbags, I think, off their W Street warehouse.
Yes, Escambia County should be putting a press release together tonight. They're going to be having sandbags at the W Street at the Safety Center. They're also setting up distribution for tarps to cover if you got your stuff pulled out of your house and you got it on your lawn. They've had tarps hauled. They're being hauled in overnight. They expect to have them on site first thing in the morning. About 10 locations plus the W Street location. It'll all be in the press release tonight. Still kind of nailing that down.
Okay.
And residents can also call the Citizen Information Center for Escambia County at 471-6600.
Okay, 471-6600. And I would also assume, I'm going to go off here just a little bit and ask our representative this evening, joining us off to the side, off camera here from the Pensacola News Journal, I would imagine you guys are going to do a pretty good job of covering that and having some stuff listed at pnj.com, so that's a good place that someone can go. Let's go.
Partner on the radio too, 1620.
Yes.
I know Wendy this morning was talking about the sites and said it was going to be posted on their website, so I think they have it up on their website as well.
That's right. This broadcast is also being simulcast all over News Radio 1620. and they do a great job of covering local news, and they are quite adamant about getting needed information out. So I would encourage you to tune in to News Radio 1620 as you're driving around tomorrow, or check their website, Pensacola News Journal's website, the local television stations and whatnot. So the information will be there. In today's media world, it's pretty easy to get it broadcast out, and if you have a smartphone or something, even if if you're flooded out of your house, you likely will be able to get to one of those websites. Here's another viewer question. It's, I live on a road not maintained by the county. How can I get some help? And the viewer goes on to say, my neighbor can't drive out. So I guess they're stranded in there, can't get out by vehicle. Any thoughts on that? Doesn't say which county.
Call into 211 and let us know where they are so we can relay it out to Red Cross and the other providers who are taking ATVs out there.
Okay.
Yeah, getting them help is not an issue. You know, we have several high water vehicles in our different fire departments and whatnot, and Red Cross and Salvation Army has been great to go out. So if there's a need at their house, getting the water out of that unmanned private road, unmaintained private road, that's a little different story from the government side. You know, we just can't go out on the private property. It's just not allowed. You know, people don't want us there anyway, except for when there's a disaster. So the disaster doesn't waive any of our legal ability to go on their property. So, you know, they can reach out, rental pumps, all the same stuff that we're providing for our roadways. You know, the resources are out there in the rental community. So,
Andrea, you mentioned it at the top of the broadcast, but I would like for you to go over it again. 211, tell us about it, elaborate.
It's a resource and referral network for the community. So there's about 3,000 resources in the database that specialists actually work out of. And those specialists take calls 24 hours a day. In our local, at Escambia County, we're covering Escambia. We take calls for Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, Bay, Franklin. So pretty much across the affected area, they can reach that if they call those 3 digits, 211. It's Health and Human Service Emergencies. So when they have a need and they don't have the resources to handle it themselves, they can call in and identify themselves, tell what their need is, and then the specialist who answers the phone tries to direct them to a resource that's available. And so for the last week, we've been capturing their information until more resources became available, but at the same time relaying it out to partners. And I know like Jerry and Bob, so Red Cross and Salvation Army were looking at concentrations of zip codes because we'd have 40 callers on one road, and they're all having the same issue, so then they can target some of their responses on that in addition to what they were discovering on their own from calls from the city and county. So individuals can call in, tell what their need is, and we'll try to get them matched up with a resource that's available in the community.
Our coverage area on WSRE television is obviously in parts of South Alabama as well as Northwest Florida. And it seems on the surface, anecdotally speaking anyhow, that Escambia and Santa Rosa counties were hardest hit, but our neighbors in Okaloosa County, I believe, also had some effects from the storm. Do any of you have an idea of how they're faring?
I've just had some interaction with their EOC, and they are back to normal operations, but they did sustain some damage. Both in the residential setting and then their public setting as well with some of the roads and stuff. But I can't give you a good rundown.
Yeah, we did damage assessment in for the concentration calls in 10 counties. You know, all going east from here. So Okaloosa had a little bit of damage. As a matter of fact, as the days went on, a little bit more than looked like to start with. So there's some time being spent over there with those in casework, and so it's not as bad as Santa Rosa or Escambia, except for the folks that got wet and had the damage.
If I'm a citizen and I was blessed enough not really to have any damage or be affected by this storm event, and I want to help financially, or I want to go out and get my hands dirty, so to speak, and what should I do? How should I go about it? Who needs me? Who needs me?
Yeah, everybody needs you right now. There is a disaster fund that's been set up that's going to be allocated to Okaloosa, Walton, Santa Rosa, and Escambia counties based on the FEMA's assessment of loss. So what actually happened in those counties. That's a fund that is no administration charge, but it will be sent to the United Ways in those local areas so that they can provide it to the local assistance network, whether it's Red Cross or United Ministries, Catholic Charities, whoever it may be, that's serving those clients to meet the needs. So that is helpnwflrecover.org. And that's going to be a fund that can help get some assistance to the community. Outside of that, volunteers, I know Red Cross still needs some, and so does Operation Blessing, who's working in the counties to pull some of those carpets out. We've been taking some of those calls at United Way. You're welcome to call those organizations directly. We'll attempt to get you to them. We're not manning the volunteer crews, but we will get you to those folks who have indicated in the community that they're going to need volunteers to help do this work.
Very good.
And American Red Cross is actively asking for volunteers on our network and donations, because none of us are federally funded. I mean, we're actually out here operating on two things: time and talent, volunteers
Time and
donation.
talent. Yep.
And Jeff,
Absolutely.
if I could add in too, shout out for the Santa Rosa guys that want to volunteer and ladies out there.
Yeah.
You know, we're doing a big push, especially for this weekend. We got a volunteer reception center at the Gulf Breeze Methodist Church, and our United Way in Milton is organizing as well. The main thing we ask is register with us. We have a list of needs. We can task you out. We can track that. It also lets us capture volunteer hours, so which are very important to the local governments.
Thank you all so very much. I've got 3 questions here, and I believe that the answer is all 3 of them. One, my pool popped out of the ground. It's not insured. Can I get help? Possibility you can. You need to apply through FEMA. My daughter lives in Lake Charlene. No flood insurance. Once again, that's a FEMA question. And there's water in my basement soaking in the cinder block. Can I apply to FEMA? Yes, you can. Our guests all said, by all means, apply. Get the process going. Get started. And you can certainly give any of them a call here, and they'll be more than happy to point you in the right direction. Keep your eyes and ears close to the media outlets, whether it's television, radio, or newspaper, because more and more information will be coming out in the coming days. Thank you all so very much for spending some time with us this evening. Thank you to our viewers and our listeners who've been with us this evening. And I got to shout out a very special thanks to the folks here at WSRE Television. This was put together kind of on a last minute type thing. Jill Hubbs, Mike Rowan, Ted King, James Roy, all the wonderful people we have here pulled this thing together in a New York minute, so to speak, and as always, just did absolutely the best job. These guys are just tremendous professionals. It's a real pleasure for me to have the opportunity to work with them. Our guests this evening have been Greg Strader. He's the director of Brace or Be Ready Alliance, coordinating for emergencies. Andrea Krieger, she is the president and the chief executive officer of the United Way of Escambia County. Brad Baker is the Emergency Management Director in Santa Rosa County. Jerry Kendall is the Chief Executive Officer of the American Red Cross of Northwest Florida. And Jack Camp is the Public Affairs Specialist with the Small Business Administration. Earlier in our broadcast, we had on the telephone Cherie Brown, who works with FEMA. She is the Communications Manager for FEMA, and she provided us with some good information from the state capital, Tallahassee, where she was calling from. So we certainly appreciate her spending some time with us as well. Wish you all the very best. Thank you so very much for watching. We hope this program has been helpful. Take great care of yourself. I'm Jeff Weeks. I wish you all the best, and may God bless. Good night, everyone.